Hello my gorgeous little love bugs out there, and welcome. In today's video, I thought I would do a little get ready with me talking about my trip to Tampa, Florida. That was a few weeks ago. I never got a chance to do a vlog, and I never got a chance to show you guys what was going to be in my makeup travel bag, so I figured I'd do it all in one video now. And I was cleaning out my room and realized I haven't even unpacked my makeup travel bag, so perfect. I can just pull from here, do a look, and chat with you guys for a bit. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree, and I'm just a crazy lover of all things beauty, and I like to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot of indie makeup, so if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. Alright, so I just got closer so we can get right into the makeup look. Here's what's in my bag. It's a little messy. I got a couple palettes in here too, in this one, and like little highlighter palettes and stuff. So let me pull everything out. I always bring this bag to hold my palettes because it's pretty big, and I always bring this one from Uden's Eye to hold all the rest of my products. So I only brought one primer with me, which is my usual go-to whenever I travel because it's mini size, it's travel friendly. This is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip primer. It's a very sticky primer. It's really good at keeping your makeup lasting long on your face, and I needed that because Tampa is hot and humid, and I needed all the help that I could get. It was crazy hot and humid, and it was rough, okay? I thought I knew humidity in Hawaii. Florida has a whole nother humidity level there. And what I brought with me was the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation. This is the matte oil-free version. And I also brought the Tower 28 Sunny Days Skin Tint. This is more lightweight. This has more coverage. I think I'm just going to mix the two. Might as well. But I wanted to make sure I brought more, matte, somewhat lightweight foundations that had SPF because it was real sunny there the whole time. The sun was blazing, which I am island baby, so I love the sun and the heat. I just don't know if I like it that hot and blazing. But we had such a good time, and I don't know if you guys saw my other videos where I talked about how I was going to Tampa, but we were visiting Casey's cousin. She just relocated there from, I think, Indiana. So she moved there because her mom lives there now, and she wanted to be closer to family. And it was also to celebrate her birthday. They had like a whole thing planned out on her original birthday, but a lot of people got sick, couldn't make it, so they rescheduled it for when she was finally relocating there. So it was kind of like a welcome to Tampa as well as happy birthday kind of celebration. So that's what we also flew down for. But I mean, it was ultimately to spend time with Casey's cousin, and her name's Bianca. She's so sweet. She's like the best host. She's so accommodating, and her apartment was so cute and like well decorated, and she had only been there for like 2 weeks, and her whole house was already unpacked. And I was like, girl, you are making me and Casey look bad. We were horrible at like unpacking. We take forever. Like, I think I just unpacked our suitcase from the trip, and her whole house was set up, her guest room and everything. So now let's go into concealer, which this is actually a new concealer. This is the Huda Beauty, is it full filter concealer? I don't know, a lot of people were hyping this up. I see it all over YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. So I was like, you know what? I need to try it. So I got the shade Vanilla Swirl, which is 3.1B. I think this is maybe light, medium, neutral. I can't really remember the description for this, but so many people have talked about this, and it's people with all different like skin types, from dry skin to normal to oily. And I was like, I need to know what's up. I need to know because everybody seems to love this. So it does have nice coverage. I've only used it once when I went to Tampa. I only wore makeup one time, and that was for the actual like party that we went to for her like birthday and welcoming. Besides that, no makeup was worn on this trip. So for powder, I brought the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I like to bring this because it's small and compact, and it's like a mini size. That's the main reason why I always like to bring this one. I I try to bring the smallest products possible. The less I have to pack, the better. And I try to do that so I can have options and not have it be too bulky in my makeup bag. And that's why if I can find a travel version in my collection, I will put that version, or if it's like more compact and small. Plus this is a really good setting powder, so I'm just gonna set all over my face and my under eyes. I will also, you know, try to include some video and pictures of what we did while we were in Tampa, just so you guys can get kind of a visual. I'll break down like what we did because we had a good old time. Beach, sun, drinks, good food, good people, lots of late night chats. It was so fun. So the first day we got there, we were tired. Like, it's always exhausting to travel, and we had a really early flight, and me and Casey did not sleep before the flight. For some reason, I always have so much anxiety before flying that I end up staying up the whole night, and I usually wait till the last minute to pack my suitcase. Case is the same way. Like, we're so terrible. So I think maybe at max I had 2 hours of sleep before this flight. So when we got in, I was exhausted. But I'm going into the Kaleidos Charisma Contour Palette, which is one of my favorite little bronzer contour palettes that I own. And when we got to Tampa, I was like, I'm exhausted. Early flying, you know, and being on a plane and in small seats and all that is just super tiring. So when we first got there, her mom ended up picking us up. We got to her apartment. She was working and she was on like conference call. So we kind of had some downtime because she was busy. So we like just got our bags in the house, and then I changed my clothes, took a shower, and we went and got something to eat. We picked her up some food, and then we came back and just chilled. So I have the Juvia's Place Blush Rouge Volume 2. I brought this one, which has like a peach and pink one, and I also brought this one, the ColourPop Shell Yeah Super Shock Highlighter Palette, but I use this more as blush toppers. I'm going to go into the pink one, and then I'll use maybe the pink one and this one to top on top. I think that would be a cool combo. I really like these blushes from Juvia's Place. They're really pretty, and they have so many good colors now. I picked up all like the new shades. I'm gonna go over that with the, I think this is round 2, this like shimmery pink one. I love these Super Shocks. They're so good, and I think this one might have like a little bit of like purple sparkles in it. Then the second day, after we slept in Tampa, we went to the beach. She took us to Clearwater, Florida, which I didn't realize was only an hour or so from Tampa. So we didn't get to the beach until like 4 in the afternoon. And even at 4, it was blazing. So we got out of the car, right? And I'm like, damn, this is like extra hot. The humidity, like I feel like I can't breathe, you know, being dramatic. I wasn't telling anyone that, but I was thinking it. I was like, dang, I thought I knew heat in Hawaii, but I don't know nothing. And I ended up seeing this lady faint in front of me on the sidewalk, and her husband comes running to her, and I was like, oh my God, like maybe it's unsafe to be out here. Like this lady fainted right in front of me. So we went over to like help her and pour water on her, give her a bottle of water to cool her down because she had overheated, and I think she was kind of having a heat stroke. And I was like, oh no, like this is serious. So we got her cooled down, but that's how hot it was, okay? People were fainting, so I'm not being dramatic. Now I'm gonna go into this highlighter palette that I also brought with me on the trip. This is the Might as Shell Super Shock Highlighter Palette that was from the same collection as the other highlighter palette that I used as a blush topper. So I'm thinking this one, maybe Squad or Low Key. Maybe Squad. I'm feeling Squad. It kind of has like a pinky champagne to it. So we ended up helping that couple out because they didn't have water, which I thought was crazy to me. Like, how are you at the beach with no water? Like, nothing to drink? But she ended up being okay. But anyway, so we get there, go on the beach. I'll show you guys like a little clip. It was really pretty. There was not too many people. It wasn't overly packed, and we were gonna like rent a umbrella, and when we went to do that, they were already closing up. I was like, who closes up at 4? Like the sun doesn't go down to I don't know, like what, 7 or 8 there. But after that, we're like, okay, hell no, we are not sitting in this on this beach without an umbrella. So I stayed, waited with all their stuff, and sat under the palm trees. And they went to go buy an umbrella because that was the only way we were going to be able to stand being on the beach. So now let me do my brows. I'm going to use the Give Beauty Hella On Point brow pencil. This is the one that I brought in at number 6. I'm not going to have you guys see me fill out everything, but this is the brow pen that I used. The brows are filled. I did also bring the Give Me Brow from Benefit. This I think is in dark brown. This is such a good brow gel. But there are a lot of like more affordable options that are just as good. Now I need to prime my eyes. So I brought the Zoeva Eyeshadow Fix Matte Longwear Primer because I'm trying to get this done for my project pan, and it seems like a never-ending eye primer. Like, no matter how often I use this, it never ends. So I brought it on my trip in an attempt to use it some more. So now let's get into the eyeshadow palettes, and then I'll get back to, you know, the trip. But I did bring the Alice in Wonderland palette from Sigma Beauty, which is a new one. I wanted to do a whole review on it, but I just ran out of time. So I just brought it with me so I could try it out. But this is what it looks like. Isn't that pretty? I'll even include some swatches because I think this is gorgeous. It has like the muted colors. Then it has these beautiful like warm tone neutrals. Do feel like this also has like a fall vibe to it. But on the trip, I ended up using this side to do a very like nudie, goldy look. I was wearing an olive dress. I felt like those tones matched the best with what I was wearing. I had like big gold like star earrings, so I thought it looked real cute. I did also bring the Don't Be Jelly Unearthly Cosmetics palette, which has a bunch of like special metallics. I didn't end up using this on the trip, and I don't know if I'll be able to incorporate this in the look that I have in mind today, but I'll see if I can add a shade from this. But those are the two palettes that I brought. I'm going to use the brush that's in here. Isn't this pretty? They always include these super high quality brushes. I mean, that's what Sigma is known for. It always has like special packaging. So I am going to now concentrate on this end, and I think I need to put Caterpillar on my lids and use that through the crease outer corner as my first shade. But as I was saying, so we got the umbrella and everything at the beach, and we just chilled for a couple hours, even watched the sun start to set there. And me and Bianca sat on the shore and let the water just like, you know, brush up on us, on our legs and stuff as we talked, had girl talk, while Casey was like on the beach towels, I don't know, watching YouTube videos. Now I'm going to go into Mad Hatter. I'm going to use that to blend out the edges. It's a beautiful like light teal matte. I use that to blend everything. Sigma has a really good formula, by the way. Like their shadows are nice and pigmented, very soft and blendable. They just work so well. This kind of reminds me of the Cinderella palette, which I can show you guys how they compare afterwards. But that's what we did the first day. Then after we left the beach, we went and got seafood. It was okay. I don't think it was the best seafood restaurant that we went to. We just found something on the way home. So after that, we came back and just chilled at the apartment, hung out. We still ended up staying up pretty late. Then we finally crashed, and then we slept in again, which is so nice. We just wanted to make sure we got a chance to really sleep in and enjoy that. I'm pretty sure we got up even later on Sunday. I think that was it Sunday? Or was it Saturday? No, Saturday. I can't even remember what days we were there. And then once we got up, we lounged around, we had coffee, we talked, hanged out a little bit, and then we finally like went to brunch, and we went to this spot that was so good. I forgot the name of it. I'll have to look it up, but I had like a breakfast pizza, which is not something I would normally gravitate to, but it had like fennel sausage, which I love fennel sausage. So that was so good. And then they had like a spiked Thai iced tea, and I love Thai iced tea. And it had some kind of like coffee liquor in it. It was good. It was mom's. And then after that, we got ready because we had to go to her dinner, and it was a surprise. So she didn't know what it was, but we knew, and it was a boat cruise, and the boat was actually back in Clearwater, but it was good. It was good. It was her family, her mom, you know, friends and all that. So we all had like a huge area on this dinner cruise. Now there was other people on the dinner cruise, which I wasn't expecting. I thought they had rented a whole boat, but I'm sure that's like super expensive to do. So there was other people. It was just like, you know, almost like a restaurant on the water, and other people were having celebrations there as well. But it was still really nice. It included like your entree. It included dessert. I think it included your drinks, not alcohol though. Or maybe it had included one drink. I can't really remember, but the food was pretty good. I think I had some kind of steak, and we just chilled on the boat. I think it was like a 2-hour ride, but I have beautiful clips of like the sun setting, the water. It was such a pretty like view and scenery. Okay, so now let's get into the shimmers. I think I want to go into Lost. Maybe use that as the deepening shade. It's a very deep charcoaly blue metallic. I think I'll use that because it's actually the darkest shade in here, which usually I'm used to having like the mattes be the darkest in there. So I'm gonna spray it because I don't want to fall out, because we don't need that right now. And I'm gonna put that on the outer corner. Oh wow, this is very, very deep, very, very metallic. It has like little silver specks in it. That is such an interesting shade. And this one is called Lost. So yeah, I'm gonna use it almost like I would use a deep matte on the outer corner. But the boat ride anyways was, I think, 2 or 3 hours. You could walk around, hang out on the outer deck, take photos, chill. They had music playing too. We danced a little bit on the dance floor, and you know, just had a good time. After that, we drove back. We didn't have much to do after that, and we were flying out the next morning. Of course, we booked an early flight to leave too, so we didn't have much time once we got back to her apartment. Talked a little bit more, then we crashed. We were so tired from like the driving and just, you know, being around people. So should we try this one next? This shade is called Wonderland. I'm gonna use the same brush I used for Lost. This one looks a little bit more of like a smoother, traditional metallic. I feel like I'm gonna bring in another shimmer, probably from the Unearthly palette. I don't know, I feel like I need a little bit more brightness in the front. But anyways, guys, that was it for the trip. Like, that's pretty much what we did, what we saw, where we went. And we just had a good time. It's always nice going somewhere new because we had never been to Tampa before. So it was cool to just see a new place. I'm going to go into DBJ6, by the way, in the Unearthly palette in the front part. This is going to add a little bit more brightness on the lids because I don't want it to be all dark. I want some pop. Oh yeah, this one's a little bit of like a sky blue to a pink, so I'm just putting that there. I'm gonna actually tap a little bit of DBJ4 on top of that too. I don't know, I feel like using more than one because that one has a little bit more blue to it. Yeah, okay, perfect. Now let's do an inner corner highlight. I'm going to go back into the Sigma palette. I'm going to use the White Rabbit, which is like a light silvery metallic. That's definitely going to help the inner corner pop, because we have so much depth on the lids. And I'm going to put that right here. Yeah, that's beautiful. A nice little icy white silver, which matches the whole White Rabbit name. I'm just going to bring that up into the lid a little bit. Bring it up there. All right, so let me get into the lippies. I didn't bring that many. I brought the Tower 28 lip gloss and Fire. It's like a, you know, orangey gloss. I brought this Propa Beauty lipstick and Made It. It's a orange muted lipstick. I also brought this lip gloss from Lethal and Nexus, which is a kind of purpley Plummy Mauve, and I had a nudie gloss too from Letho, which I think that might be in my purse, and I only brought one lip liner in a Sweet Nothing from Juvia's Place, which it's a nude, so I'm going to use this lip liner. Gonna go on with the Nexus gloss because it seems like it fits most with this look, so I'm gonna do that very quick. So that's it for the lip liner, and let's go over it with Nexus. Just a nice little glossy moment. This is gonna be perfect since it's more cool tone to go with this look. Alright, so that is it for the gloss. It looks pretty with this eye look that ended up being dark. Like always, that's like the usual story for my life. But I'm gonna go on with the Huda Beauty liner. That's what I brought with me, as well as the Beauty For Real High Def Mascara. I'm gonna put these on off camera, and then I will be back to show you guys the completed look and wrap up this video. All right, I am back, and here is the finished look. Hey guys, I love how this turned out. It ended up being like a smoky teal look, and I had no idea what the look was going to be. I just was kind of pulling shadows as I was running my mouth, but it turned out really nice, and I'm glad I added those two Don't Be Jelly shades in the front. It gave it a little bit more interest, some blue. There's a little pink shift to those shades too, a little purple. They all kind of vibed really well together. Now, the only thing that I did off camera that I didn't mention prior was I went in with the ColourPop liner and Exit. This was the only liner I brought with me for the waterline. I figure a white can just go with everything, whether it's cool tone, warm tone, dark and dramatic, or something more light and nude. That's usually what I always default to when I travel. But that is it for the look. Complexion is looking glowy and flawless. I'm feeling myself, so I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so I can wrap up this video. That was everything for what I brought on my trip to Tampa, my makeup look, and all the things that I did there in details. I had such a good time. I got to go to the beach. I got to spend time with some great, amazing people, eat some good food, get a little bit of sun in, got to go on a boat. It was a good time, and it was also nice to just get away from work for a little bit. And we were very fortunate because we went the week prior to the hurricane hitting the area, so we were lucky and safe, and thankfully Casey's family was fine. They didn't have any issues, no damages to like their property or anything, but my heart does go out to those that were impacted from the hurricane, and hopefully they're okay and getting the resources and help that they need. But you guys will have to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you guys been on any trips? What have you been up to? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoyed this video, you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot on indie makeup, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I'd love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will have all the products linked that I used in this video. We'll have other videos of mine you might be interested in watching, as well as my contact and my social media platforms. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_beauty. So if you want to join my Instagram fam, I would really, really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, supporting my channel. You guys are all so amazing, and I just hope you all are doing well wherever you are in the world. And I'm just sending y'all so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.